I have asked Mike to come tonight. I had seen him at a function last week. And he wants to check into some stuff to see if possibly he could help or get somebody to help. So instead of me trying to go through it and having issues, I thought I'd invite Mike here and let him do the talking.
I'll give you a quick synopsis of my background. I was town manager here for a few years, 6-7 years. I've been in the fire department for over 50 years. I've written grants for the fire department, somewhere in the vicinity of $500,000 over a period of time. But I had some thoughts on trying to help the Vassalboro Sanitary district. I've attended a few meetings in selectmen's meetings, and I guess the selectmen now have decided not to give any more TIF money to the sanitary district, so I have a lot of time on my hands. I've got some medical issues that I deal with, so one of the thoughts that I had was going after some money that politicians didn't use and were not successful in their endeavors to become whatever. One of them was Sarah Gideon. I don't know if you know Sarah. She ran against Susan Collins, and Sarah is donating a lot of her excess money. She received a lot of national funding for her campaign, even though she lost. She still has $3.7 million to donate to nonprofits. A quasi-municipal is a nonprofit. And I wrote down, I don't know, 10 or 12 items here. It's like applying for a grant, okay? First of all, you have to come up with a document that shows that you're a nonprofit. That would have been issued by, I'm not sure who, with the fire department. I was responsible for applying for a nonprofit when we built the Riverside Station, and that came through the IRS, and it cost us $150 or so for that application. But the donations came in, and we were able to build that for $75,000 because of the donations. So I'll give you this, and
Okay.
As long as I get a copy of it back or something,
Yeah.
in case there's some questions. But you need a document that shows that you're a nonprofit. And I know a quasi-municipality is a nonprofit, but you got to show whomever you're applying for money for that you're a legitimate concern. The next step is to do a lot of background, and I won't go through this in any detail. You've got to identify that you've got a board of directors, you've got to name your board of directors, and all of these things need to be separated. You've got a document for a nonprofit. Here's a document that shows your board of directors and who they are. A brief history. I've been in town for a long time, so you used to have sanitary beds, different places in town. I think you had 3 or 4 of them. And you need to identify why you don't have those today and why you're on the line going to Winslow, okay? Those beds failed and it was going to be expensive and whatever the history is. And this is in no particular order, I just jotted things down as I was thinking. You've got to identify the project, how much the project originally cost, how much money you got from state or federal governments. I know there's going to be a lot of work, but hopefully at the end it's going to pay off, you know. You should identify how many customers you have, how many customers have liens on their property because of the high rates. And you should be able to identify what the rates are now and what they may increase to, and also compare that to Waterville or Winslow, so that somebody can see, geez, you know, you're paying $200 where this municipality is only paying $90 or whatever it is, you know. Yeah, how many customers have liens? That's very important too, because there's a possibility if they don't pay those liens off in 3 years. I mean, when I was town manager, after 3 years, if they didn't pay their liens off, we foreclosed on the property, you know. The same thing's gonna be true here with a sanitary district. If they don't pay the liens off in 3 years, sometimes they'll pay off 1 year, so there's only 2 years remaining, and then there'll be a third year, they'll pay off another year. But that's all right. But you've got to identify those customers and how much of a hardship that is for those particular customers. Also got to identify, and again, I'm just, when I was thinking of things, I just wrote them down, and there's no particular order here. You've got to start with how much the project actually cost, the federal, state proceeds that you've got from it, what your loan balance is now, whether it's with one institution, 2 or 3, you've got to identify all of that. And you also got to mention in there that the town in the past had given you some TIF money, but they've now said no more TIF money, if that's the case. Okay. Okay, if you were to receive, say your loan balance is $1.5 million, just a number off the top of my head. If that was paid off, what would the rate to the ratepayer, to your customers be? And that should be identified in there. Because what you're really doing is applying for a grant from an individual that has to have all the information before him to be able to give you any monies whatsoever. Some of the grants that I had applied for in the fire department, I wasn't approved for. Various reasons, number of calls, we didn't have enough number of calls, like Waterville combines their fire and rescue, so their calls are substantially more than the fire department, which just has fire calls, even though we have a rescue in town, but they're a separate organization, and they're part of the town. Fire department is not part of the town. Fire department is their own non-profit corporation, similar to yours. But we're a 501c3. I don't know what a quasi-municipality is. But anyways, and I'll leave this with you if you can read my handwriting. I've got some issues with my handwriting here. And, it's gotten worse in the last year or 2.
I know your number.
Huh?
I know your number, and I know where you live.
Yeah. Well, I've known Becky and Joni for 40, 50 years, I guess. Joni used to be in the fire department years ago, along with a number of other people.
And he'd
Yeah.
miss church and go up to Creighton's.
Yeah. But that's basically what I'm trying to do. When I mentioned Sarah Gideon, I saw something somewheres. I'm not sure if it was in the paper just recently, but you may know some other politicians that ran, and that, or if you don't know, maybe you know somebody that does know, and that's how you work some of this stuff. And I know when I read it, she had $3.7 million remaining. I think she started off with $15 million that she was going to be donating. And I said, oh, 3.7 million. Do you know offhand what your loan balance is?
That'll just go take care of it.
I'm just curious.
I have it here. The debt service for one of our loans is 1.445. 1 million.
Yeah, 455,000.
Yeah.
That's one of them?
That's one of them.
Oh, how many do you have?
2.
Oh.
The other one is, right now, it is 1,860,000.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're talking over $3 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
With 200 customers
Wow.
over a period of 40 years.
That's more money than she has in a kitty.
But even if one could get paid off,
Yeah, it would reduce the rate substantially, I'm sure.
then we have payments every April, July,
October probably.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just 1 month after the quarter.
So, try to get ahead.
Anyways, I'll leave this with you, and,
Let me take a picture of it, and I can print it off. Get me out of the picture though. Okay,
you sure?
yep,
Okay.
if not, I'll call you.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to, and I'd be glad to look over anything that you come up with to see if, because like I said, I've written quite a few grants, not only to FEMA, but also to the state here, Department of Conservation and Agriculture, for smaller loans that were $10,000 or $15,000, and very successful. I've never been turned down with the state as far as writing grants for them, and got a hose system for the back of our mini pumper. And that mini pumper was one of the grants that I got from the federal government, and that was $125,000
Wow.
for that mini pumper. Back then, that was quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'd be glad to look over everything, because it should read, and if it doesn't read good, because I attended a lot of grant writing classes for FEMA, and the guy says if you don't have it in a particular order, and if they get confused in reading it, they're gonna throw it on one side. So it's gotta be written. I don't know if you guys are grant writers or English. I'm not very good in English, but everything that I did was typed up, so it wasn't any handwriting. But I'd be glad to look it over and critique it, I guess, you know.
Okay.
Provide expertise.
Huh?
Provide your expertise.
Yeah, yeah. And there may be others, you may know of other people in town that are grant writers that could look it over, and may know of other people other than just Sarah Gideon. I know some politicians like Matt Pouliot didn't run again because Dick Bradstreet took his place. And I know Dick, I met Dick a number of years ago, and I know he is working on it, but the state's in a shortfall right now, revenue shortfall, so he's not gonna get any money from the state.
It is on the legislator list, though.
What's that?
It is on the legislature list.
It
You know,
is?
they're going through the LDs right now. It's on there.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw it.
okay, yeah. The chances of that ever becoming,
Yeah,
or
there's like
getting any
400
funding
now.
is probably 0 to none.
Yeah.
But, like I said, if we can find other politicians that ran, what's his name, Terrio lost against
Golden.
Golden, and he got some national funding because Trump supported him. So he may have some money. I don't know how much debt he was in at the time, but if he has money left over, I know he's from Aroostook County, he may not want that money to come down here at Vassalboro, but it's worth asking for. So once we come up with a letter and all of the documents, we can send it out, we'll make copies and we can send it out to whomever, you know, and even going back to Angus King or Susan Collins, and maybe, what's his name? Yeah, that ran against Terrio.
Golden.
Golden. My mind getting that time of the night for me. He may have some money left over, you know, because we're technically in District 1, not District 2. So sometimes politics is funny, you know. But anyways, I've taken up enough of your time yet.
Well, thank you for coming, thank you
And
for,
hopefully if there's any questions, you can give me a buzz.
we will be in touch, don't
Okay.
worry.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I gotta wait here.
Tell Sue I said hi.
I will. Good night.
Thank you.
So do you know what position you would like to have? Would you take the treasurer position?
Well, what does that entail? Exactly.
It entails the board. You have nothing to do with the office part of it.
So is it like running numbers? What? Explain to me.
It's like, if we have to do a budget, if you need to sign for liens, only the treasurer can sign the liens.
So it's just a matter of me signing first, we as a board make up the budget?
Sure. I can give you what's in QuickBooks, and then if you have any questions, we can get together and
That may be
ask
us on the job training.
the, you know. Yeah. See, this is a lien certificate. And by the way, I got 24 of these going out this month. So I type them all up, make sure the dollar amounts are right, and then you need to do it in front of a notary, which you can either go to the town, or I have a customer that I call him and I meet him down here and he signs everything for me. So,
But the office person is doing the liens, the person taking your place. It's just a matter of me signing these?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
it's nothing to do with, you know, I now run the day-to-day things as far as the office goes.
That's another thing, when we're on this, you indicated that you do these liens 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the last meeting that I went to, things were playing through my mind. And I realized the importance of putting the liens on and how we did it once a year. But what do you think for your replacement, even if you were to stay, maybe doing the liens twice a year? It wouldn't be so much work for you or your replacement to do these liens 4 times a year.
But if we don't do them 4 times a year, we don't have money coming in. We just had 2 foreclosures and they paid. But a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, some of these people know that they have an extra so many months. Once the lien certificate is sent out, they know they have so many months and they wait until the very end. So if you only do them twice a year, we're gonna be in worse place financially than what we are now.
We gotta figure something out.
Yeah, I know.
Because the aspect was not as much work for you or whatever, if we could find a way to generate. In that, I think we kind of, they have their 30 days to pay. They don't, then you prepare the liens.
Yes,
Kind of touch base, and I understand what you're saying. After the 30 days, could we send out a second bill indicating if you have a hardship, please call the office, whether it's you or your replacement, or appear before the board to kind of set up some kind of a payment schedule? You know, that way buy them some more time, or your thoughts? Put a $25 demand on it.
my thoughts are, sorry, but if you don't pay, you need to leave because we need to keep our interest on this property.
Okay.
And if they sell the property, then all the liens get paid because they have to pay off everything.
Okay.
This is my thought. This is why I keep doing it quarterly. Thoughts?
Well, Donna had just said something and I was like, can we add to the billing, like in the bottom, you know, if you need assistance, these agencies may be able to help you, because I don't know. You know, like I don't know if they pay for oil. I know they pay for oil and electricity, but I don't know who would help with sewer. I don't know if the town has some funds available for people to utilize. I don't know. I mean, that would be a thought, if we could find different avenues.
I know at one time the state did something, and it was for water and sewer. and a lot of people
Utilize
signed on,
that.
utilized it, and they got it. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was something.
Yeah, I wonder if you call like 211, if there's some avenues that they know of
Yeah.
for assistance with the sewer.
Somebody wanna call 211?
I can look around and see what I can find. Give them a call. I can call Y Week too, just to find out, 'cause sometimes they would know.
And rates are going up next quarter.
What are the rates nowadays, or what are, how much are we increasing them?
Right, hang on. Let me bring my thing up, because I don't remember what they are. I stare at them all day long, but.
And how frequently do we increase the rates here?
Well, I'd get on, but I don't know my password. We haven't increased them much.
Well, we've gone from, I know for the ready to serve, we've gone from 25 to 75. And that was in 2 increments. I don't know what the other ones were off the top of my head.
Back in January 2006, the billing, the base fee was $50.31. From October 2010 to 2013, the base fee was $70.66 and 6 cents per cubic foot of water. Then the billing went to the town of Winslow from 2014 to 17. From April of 2017 to April 2018, it was $70.66, and then water was .076 a cubic foot.
What's the average for the billing that you're doing, roundabout figure? And here too, this is like, and I know it's different. These rates are very, very low compared to where we came through,
Right.
where I came from.
Right now, we're paying, base fee is $150 and 14 cents a cubic foot for water. But we also have ready to serve fees and building drainage fees if people don't want an inspection of their home for ready to serve.
So
I mean, building drainage fee.
if I'm understanding this right, please correct me if I'm not. The 150 base fee, everyone gets the 150 per quarter, then it's the 14 cents per cubic foot on top of that for water? Is that the way that works?
Mhm.
So everyone gets that. That may make a difference.
See, right now, we're $150 for line charge. 14 cents a cubic foot for water. The building drainage fee is $25.
That's on top of that.
Yep. And the customers who are ready to serve, that's all they get is a ready to serve fee, nothing else, is $50.
Another thing, and I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but
That's fine.
it's how I'm going to learn. Are any of these people big users where we could do, I already voiced my opinion on the commercial rate. There are commercials, the bank, the hairdressing salon. I go right along, back and forth to there. But how you're doing the $150 base fee and then plus the cubic feet. If we upped the ante, what we used to do was, yeah, it was based on your water usage, and I could bring it up quite easily. Wilbraham just had a major fee because our sewage got shipped to Springfield and the infrastructure. We went 11 years without an increase in the sewer. Then we had one right before I left, right before I retired, and then it just came back up on, and it's a big jump. It's $6 per 100 cubic feet that they're charging for sewer now. They're eliminating the irrigation, the break, if you have an irrigation. Their prices went up, but I'm wondering if we should change. This is just an idea. The structure, instead of the 150 plus the 14 cents per cubic foot, if we could combine it and do like a tier, if you used like 0 to 5,000 cubic feet, you're being billed this much for sewage. 501 to maybe 10.1, up the ante another 5 cents or something.
Yeah. We only have one customer who does a lot. Everybody else is usually like 600 cubic feet. and
Per
above.
quarter?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Well, it is for the residents around here.
Well, you gotta understand, this is a small town, and a lot of people
Elderly.
are elderly. A lot of people also, I mean, nowadays, everybody's on a fixed income, but there are some that don't get that much of an income per month. So, you know, I understand it's a catch-22. We owe all this money, but 200 people are not, there is no way to raise these rates to cover what is owed by the loan and still have these people being able to live.
Now, let me ask this, is there any, quote, I'm using it loosely, residences, although, that are on like well water and on sewer? You don't have any of that combination here?
No, because Kennebec Water Company comes right up through town.
Okay, all right.
I don't know of anybody.
Would maybe a good place to start be to gather the data on how the current customer laydown is? Like, so you can look at where that cutoff might be, how many customers are over, are in each maybe 100 cubic foot tier. And then you might be able to come up with ideas because now you know exactly what the makeup of the customer base is. Is that possible?
Yeah, there's probably maps of the.
Or you can even just look at the billing. I mean, I just paid ours today, so it says on there how many cubic feet.
Yeah.
Does it list like, on your bills, like the last 3 billing cycles? Or is it just this
No.
billing
Just
cycle?
this one.
It's just this billing
But
cycle.
it's only 200 customers, so it would be just 200 lines in a spreadsheet that you could put in, you know, maybe the last 3 quarters of what people, and then sort it from, you know, smallest to biggest, and then you could easily figure out where the, you know, where the groupings are. Then you'll actually have the data to then go, okay, you know, it's probably gonna speak to itself. It's probably like single-family homes, small apartment buildings, and the one big company that uses a lot is where I'm guessing the data will fall out. And then that might lead you to options that you can then do the math out and see what the effect would be to have like 3 options to choose from, knowing what the effect would be on the customers. Possibly.
Makes sense.
All right, look at my chair.
I have all that in a spreadsheet somewhere, I just don't know.
Well, when you have time, you can take a look at it.
So those are the ones. Can't really do the paid invoices.
No,
But did you have any questions on them?
no.
Okay. We did have 2 foreclosures for Q1 2023. They have both been paid,
And how much was that? That was outstanding.
$617. Outstanding accounts receivable as of January 27th was $78,538, of which there are 40 liens totaling $17,440.
Another idea, it's just an idea. On the bills, it seems that $600 isn't a lot of money. But that's just for 1 quarter, you indicated, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one. Maybe on the bottom of the bill, same way as you, not everybody does budgets, but I do a budget in my house.
Mhm.
That's it. The oil's driving me crazy now, but you put so much, the old school, you put so much in an envelope,
yeah.
and you know your bill's $600, it's for a quarter, so you divide whatever your thing is due. Let them make a payment every month, what they know what it's gonna be, so they're not being knocked over the head for 30 days to pay it. That may be an idea.
Well, they can make payments whenever they want. We have an online main pay for it.
Well, what I'm indicating maybe on the bottom of the bill, to refresh their mind that they can make monthly payments, so you're not hit over the head, something to that effect. You know, we did billing, and it used to kill people, November. So it usually went out the 2nd or 3rd week in November, so that the bills were due the 2nd or 3rd week in December, and everyone used to say, oh, nice Christmas present, we don't have this.
Mhm.
And so we encouraged people, you know this bill, and we only bill twice a year. You know what your bill is, you know you water your lawn a lot, you know what usage you do. Pay a little bit every month, so you're not being knocked over the head with a $600 bill for a quarter.
Right.
So if we could, what do you think of that, Lisa? Maybe putting something like that at the bottom of the bill.
I just don't have that much room at the bottom to do.
I mean, they already know they can do this. You know, I don't think that's gonna make I'm just gonna, I know you're saying like 600, it's basically, I can't remember the words you used, but for somebody that only gets, we'll say $900 a month, 200 and something dollars a month going just towards, and I'm just saying, just towards sewer, is only gonna leave them 600 for all the other utilities if they don't get assistance. You know what I'm saying? So it's, like I said, I understand there's all this money that is needed for the loans, you know, so it's a catch-22, I guess, but I just wanted to make that point, because I don't want us to lose sight of that either.
It's frustrating.
It is, and I don't have an answer. You know, I can see both sides, and I just don't know how to fix it. I mean, I know I myself can't do that, but, I don't even have suggestions on how to fix it at this point.
Yeah.
Because it seems like, I mean, everything's going up. I mean, Winslow's gonna go up. All our other expenses have gone up, so.
Yeah, Winslow's gonna be going up in July, I believe. They don't know how much.
It's starting April, is it April billing? Those rates go higher.
Yes.
So,
April 1st, our prices are going up.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to looking at a tier system, but, you know, isn't it basically what we're doing now? I mean, they're paying by their usage, unless the tier, you mean it would be more per tier than what it is?
Yes. The people who use 600 cubic feet of water, as someone who uses 5, same amount of household or whatever,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It's almost like what another town does. I mean, they do, if it's like an apartment building, then that's, they told me it was $72 per unit added on to.
Right.
So it's kind of like, because of the fact that there's more going through that pipe system, which leads to a greater chance of breakdown than,
Correct.
yeah. Yeah.
And I did go up to the town and went through their records to find out what apartments
Mm-hmm.
and how many living areas they had. So I have all that information.
Could you possibly forward that
Sure.
to me, you, Lisa, you too?
Yeah, please.
I'd like to take a look at that.
Yep. We probably don't have it here.
Oh, you sent me that. I have it in an email.
Okay.
I remember it now because I printed it off and color coded it. It was a lot.
Yep, I get it. That, information that I sent you about appeals, that piece of paper that I sent you saying that,
Yeah.
that is not law. That was a bill that never got passed into a law. So,
Okay.
oh, I wish. The state of Maine treasurer has increased the finance charge, or the delinquent rate, up to 7.5%. I'm assuming, I know we have to have a public hearing, but I'm assuming it's gotta be the same as the rate increases, which means if we're gonna do this, this public hearing needs to be held before February 20th, 21st, something like that. Because when we bill 3 months previous, because that's how Kennebec Water does it.
Okay.
So, and then this February to May won't be into effect until, I believe, July. So we're not gonna be able to increase finance charge until July. And the question that I have into the lawyer is, well, if that's the case and we bill 3 months previous, what's gonna happen come January when the state treasurer lowers the finance charge, but we're not in the right dates to hold a public hearing in time because we're like 2 quarters out. So,
And he doesn't have an answer for us on that.
I did it late this afternoon, so I haven't heard back yet. Yeah. But yes, we do need to hold a public hearing before February 21st, if this is what we're gonna do.
I mean, I think we need to have Erica weigh in on it too.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too, but, I don't know if we should meet again before, because I'm gonna have to try to get the school cafeteria and go from there. Which we usually hold them around 6:30 at the cafeteria. You know where the school is, right?
Yeah, it's up the street from me.
Yeah.
I know where that is. I'm getting better at not getting lost.
That's good to know. Okay. We have a customer on Lang Street that their bank's litigation department is sending in payment because they owe $2,700 in sewer. Because doesn't pay, can't pay, I don't know.
Is that because maybe he has a mortgage on it, it's liened, and the bank gets hold of it? Because that's what happened back home in what people did. And I know mass law is different than Maine law here. The bank would pay for it, the bank would attach whatever
Yep.
it is, so they pay on it every month. And some people are very clever. It was a tax write-off because it was part of the mortgage payment or taxes that were on it, and that's how they
Yep.
circumvented paying their sewer.
Yep.
So,
And that's what happens here too. It gets tacked onto the end of their loan or whatever, however the banks do it. So hopefully we'll be getting that soon. I haven't reached out to him lately.
and you said how much was that? I'm sorry.
$2,700. And just so everybody is aware, the new charter is not gonna get voted on until the yearly town meeting in June. So I'm assuming have to go by the old one that's out of whack, so to speak.
Did On November 5th, it was on the ballot.
Yeah, but it's gotta go before the town. I asked Aaron about that.
But didn't the town vote on it then?
Well, it was in the paperwork,
Yeah.
but I thought those referendums were just to put on the town.
Oh, to put on the warrant for the actual
Yeah.
in-person town meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what that was
No,
for.
that makes sense then.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait for that and see. And the only thing that got changed was the trustees, basically. So when they sign the paperwork that says, yes, you're on the Board of Trustees, and then you have to go in front of Kathy, can you hold off until around the 7th? Because these liens need to go out on the 6th,
Okay,
and I've already got my name on them,
okay,
and I didn't think I'd throw you into the fire just yet.
okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
So I'll get those out. There's gonna be a price increase for QuickBooks this year. QuickBooks Desktop is going up to $999,
What was it?
700 and something. Payroll is gonna be 600 plus or minus, unless we can find, unless you can do your own payroll. I don't know how to do my own payroll, and I'm not gonna. Nope. So, and they get my credit card, so that'll just get put on the account. I don't know what else to do. I've talked to my customer rep at QuickBooks about QuickBooks Online. He says, don't do it. It's an entirely different program. And there's a lot of people that, once they get on QuickBooks Online, they want to go back to QuickBooks Desktop. So. The federal official bond, we had to have that for the rural development loan, and it gets renewed every year, and it costs $125 or something like that. So, just so you're aware. And that'll probably be for the next 35, 40 years for that renewal. Did I send you the breakdown of the postage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did I send that to you?
I didn't get anything.
I will. I will.
I have my listening ears on today.
In the budget that I did, Erica and Lisa were asking about why is postage so high. So I did an Excel spreadsheet for them. We have a postage machine that we lease from Pitney Bowes, which is 200 and something a quarter. And of course, you buy supplies through there also. And then when I was doing liens, I used to get out the green cards and the other little cards, and I have to make all kinds of labels and stick a whole bunch of stuff on. And then I called Pitney Bowes, and I'm now on Certified Mail Online, which is saving the customer a little bit of money because it's,
That's the breakdown.
Thank you.
Postage.
it's electronic certification, certified mail.
So when it says 2,000 for February, what does, it's different than the rest of it for amounts. I was just wondering what.
Hang on a minute. January and February. Breakdown of, I did find that one, breakdown of postage. For what?
February 2000. All the other ones are a lot less.
That was before I went on the certified mail online. I can put so much, I put so much money in the postage machine.
So that 2,000 then was the money that you put into the machine to utilize.
The postage machine that I have at home.
So those other amounts, are you adding that as well to the postage machine every month?
Yes. Well, I was, yes. Because a lot of these were liens during this time. The $2,000 incorporated liens of $8. And when you do liens, I have some customers that I have to send 10 copies of the liens out to at $8 a piece. So it adds up.
But they have, meaning the customer, then is responsible for those payments back to the sanitary district.
Correct. All of that stuff gets included in the lien fees. Yes.
You can keep that up here. I got it on my phone.
And the overage fees, I was only allowed so much money at a time, but I needed more money in order to do the liens. So. Yeah. I think that's about it that I have. Do we want to hold the Monday, the next meeting for the first Monday of every month now? Erica made the comment, Erica has made the comment that Thursdays aren't good for her.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, Thursday or Monday.
Do you have an issue with Mondays for meetings?
As long as it's 6 o'clock or later, I get rid of the little timers.
Okay. I'll verify that with Erica. I did get a chuckle. I had a customer who there was a customer that sent in a payment and said, looking forward to be able to vote for board members. Because I guess that really wasn't done in the past. So I sent a letter stating, we received your payment today, along with your note. Would you be interested in serving on the Board of Trustees? I said the treasurer's position is currently available. Chairperson and clerk positions are available. If you're interested, please fill out the attached questionnaire. She sent that back to me and said she thought about the application. She's still working. And she says, I love that you called my bluff regarding whining about the high cost via notes on my bills. I thought, I'll stick to complaining to my husband for now. I thought it was cute. I got a good chuckle out of that. Anyway, that's all I have. So we'll schedule the next meeting March 3rd. Can you make Mondays without any problem? Okay. So we'll schedule it for March 3rd.
Yep, sounds good to me.
I'll have to get in touch with Erica to find out about the public hearing of the finance charge, because that needs to be done before the 21st. See what she thinks about it, so we can get that implemented for July. Is all in favor to adjourn? The ayes have it.